Welcome to episode 2 of Fire and Snow. I'm Maysoon Zayed, and I learned that I have to point this way for it to actually point to my co-host, Allison Snow. So, Allie, I was thinking about it, and I was like, how do I explain the concept of this show to people? Like, what is it? And I realized what it is I'm a stand-up comedian who can't get on stage because of the deadly pandemic. And because I'm like Tinkerbell and I die without applause, you have volunteered as tribute to be my one-person audience.
Yeah.
I think that's what the entire game is. Yeah. So on today's episode, we're going to talk about a couple of different things. Like I've strategized between the first episode where we cackled and told disjointed stories about men to having like a structure. I wanted to let everyone know that I was wearing my pajamas 5 minutes before I got on screen. And I basically let down my hair and put my lipstick on. And you're like, you look amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. It takes you like 5 minutes. It's about an hour.
But see, the thing is, I don't feel like I look amazing because I like to look like the Lost Kardashian. So I usually have one but 2 pairs of lashes on. So like, it was like, I shall put on lipstick to show I've survived. So I want to talk to you about marriage today. How long have you been married?
We got married back in 2002. So we're cruising on 18 years now.
18 years.
Yeah, July 27th, we'll hit 18.
Do you have like any big plan for if you make it to 20? Do you like how I say if? I'm not questioning I'm not
makes
questioning
everything a little iffy these days.
Your marriage. I'm questioning your survival.
So, we don't have any big plans yet. So we'll see. Right now, a big plan feels like going out to eat in a restaurant. This is just sitting down. Like, it's crazy right now.
So you know that.
You can get on an airplane. Like, I don't even remember what that's like anymore.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're either driving or I'm gonna like become a gajillionaire and get a private jet. But we're not like commercially flying for a very long time. So my question for you, after almost 20 years of marriage, because you know my opinion, I think marriage is a racket that should be avoided at all costs. Married people are just trying to suck single people down into their hell. I don't want to talk to anyone every day. I feel like it's all false advertisement. They make it look like all fun and games, and then you're stuck with a person and the habits that you thought were cute are no longer cute, like the, breathing, like just constant inhale, exhale. So I say avoid it like the COVID. What's your advice for newlyweds?
My advice for newlyweds, just do seriously do whatever works for you. You'll get a lot of people telling you what you should do, and you'll have expectations of what your first year of marriage should be like. And the strongest thing I can tell you is just do what works for you. We had somebody who, within like 2 weeks of getting married,
is this like something about a throuple? Because I don't agree with that.
No throuples, dude.
No,
man.
People can throuple. If it's consensual, they can throuple. I just don't feel like it's great advice for newlyweds. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
I'm being judgy.
Make good choices, people. But that's the first thing. That's my one piece of advice: is make a good choice in who you pick. I'm like, when I saw Cliffy, man, like I was like, ooh, that kid's cute.
And just to catch up our audience, who was Cliffy Man? And when you met him, what was his job?
Okay, so Clifford is my lover and husband, and he owned the dance club. So when I first moved to
the dance club was called the Omni, and it was a non-alcoholic Mormon karaoke bar where future lawyer extraordinaire sold glow sticks.
So I was karaoke DJ. What? Pretty awesome.
I don't think you're allowed to wah anymore. I'm gonna veto that as an action for all future episodes.
And then, yeah, I seduced him with my sweet serenades, a little Ricky Martin here and there, and he was down to go. One day I was walking down the stairs and it was the Y2K, almost as cool as COVID. And if you're gonna go down in Y2K, I figured you should wear some velvet tiger striped pants. So I was descending the
By
stairs.
go down, you mean not what the audience thinks going down in tiger striped pants mean. Just to be clear, that's not what you mean.
We're super G.
We're super G. I'm not G. I'm
no.
who frequently fuck fakes, as they say.
So yeah,
but then yeah,
dreamboat,
and then he dumped you. And
so he gave me up for Lent,
he gave you up for Lent, and we're gonna leave that as a cliffhanger. Get it? A cliffhanger.
Okay, we'll put a pause on that.
Yeah, so we're gonna put a pause on that. So he gave you up for Lent. He did not dump you. But 18 years later, you seem to reside in the same extremely hot house in San Diego. But this is a 7-minute show, so we're going to let that go, and then we'll rejoin it in the next episode because I'm integral in putting an end to Lent and getting fish on Fridays. So
yes, that's true.
My final question for today is, what is getting on your nerves right now?
So, well, in our house, I'm sure all of you have like COVID issues, but in our house, we have extroverts and introverts, and it is a difficult combination to deal with. So dealing with balancing the personalities, like my 13-year-old told me to F off one day when we were trying to do homeschool, and I let her live, but it was kind of precarious there. So yeah, managing personalities these days.
Okay.
How about you?
Mine is the way that these women that they call Karen shriek at the end of their flip out videos. So if people don't know what a Karen is, they look a lot like Allie, but they're not good-hearted souls who make bad decisions. They are bad-hearted souls that do bad things. And basically what happens is a Karen wants something and she doesn't get what she wants. And she starts to scream and shout and possibly throw things. But every single Karen video, if you're on Twitter, you can look at Karen's Gone Wild. Otherwise, just Google Karen's Gone Wild. If you boycott Google, go out in the street and scream Karen. I think they appear like gremlins. Anyway, at the end of the videos, they all deteriorate into shouting. And not like words, just pure shrieking. And it's really getting on my nerves because I'm like, that doesn't look like something you did the first time. I feel like these people have just been going through life, and if they don't get what they want, and what is really agitating me is I want to do that now. I want to have an irrational screaming conversation, but I'm pretty sure that they'll call the cops and I'll get shot because 50% of disabled, 50% of people killed by law enforcement are disabled. So my odds are really bad because I'm gimpy and I'm also brown. But I'm just so angry because all I want to do is pull a Karen. And I think it's because I was born and raised in a lily white, Italian Catholic town. So they kind of looked like me, but they were technically white. And I think it made me like a Cinnabon, I'm brown on the inside, but brown on the outside, but white on the inside. And that's why I really want a Karen. And if I could choose a place to just completely flip out, it would be at Tiffany and Company. And I would just scream and crash all the glass and take the diamonds and then call you because you're my lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah, you're basically a Karen's basically a middle-aged white woman bully.
Yeah,
she goes around and throws her
bullies, but at some
Yeah,
they short circuit and
yeah, yeah.
and I'm like, when has that ever been effective for you? Like, when were you like, ah! And they were like, you know what, Karen, you got the job. You got the job. Allie, it's time for us to go. See how time flies when we're having funny?
It's too fast.
And how do we end every episode of Fire and Snow?
Little ditty.
With a little lullaby. Take it, Allie.
All right, we're gonna walk on through Electric Avenue and let me take you higher.